last night I was telling my followers about my history, my startup experience, everything I did in high school, and then it kind of led into how competitive the world is. And I said the top 20% of people, they can compete with the other top 20% of the people, but the bottom 80% of the people, they are the ones who compete with that top 20, and they don't stand a chance. You're like automatically disqualified if you're down here. And I said to people, the bottom 80%, it's not that they're necessarily unqualified, it's that they don't go above and beyond, while the top 20% are going above and beyond. So an example of this is that I put out a job listing on Instagram. I was like, hey, if you want to work for me part-time, send me your application. Now, I received a lot, and me and one of my managers, we went through them all, and I'm telling you, 80% of them I opened, I closed. Didn't bother to read it because the emails were structured badly, the resumes were formatted so terribly, there were curse words, improper spelling. Meanwhile, the other 20% of people were sending me proper formatted emails. You could tell they wanted the job. They pitched themselves, they sold themselves. You have to realize that this 80% is competing with this 20%. And the people I ended up shortlisting for interviews, they were not the ones that were necessarily the most qualified for the job. They were the ones that actually sold themselves, that showed me they wanted the job, that went above and beyond. Okay, is writing a proper formatted email even going above and beyond? No. So I put this on my priv, gave you guys a little bit of tough love, and I had someone reply and said, hey Simone, you should probably cut people slack because, you know, you're a YouTuber, you have this friendly dynamic with your audience, and maybe they feel like they can be informal with you. And I'm like, hey babe, I'm trying to run a business here. Do you really think that someone's gonna send me an email with curse words with no effort and I'll be like, yeah, out of the really good applicants, I'm gonna pick them? And then someone else said, you should give us some slack because some of us are really stressed out from school, and because of that we're writing really bad resumes and emails. And I said, hey babe, this is the real world. Do you think that's gonna slide when you're trying to get a job out there? No one cares about your sob story. No one cares about what you're going through. You know why? Because we're all going through something. And I said, I've never once mentioned my sob story on the internet because how would it benefit me? Oh, now that I'm vulnerable, people can use it against me. 2, I'm playing a victim. 3, it's what am I going to do with the sympathy of the public? Nothing. It doesn't benefit me. People don't care. On top of that, no one wants to work hard. Like maybe Kim Kardashian was onto something. I think this generation especially, they're fucking lazy, and they're especially entitled, and they're entitled to having everything and anything. This one girl, I said, why should I give you the job? And she's like, you should give me the job because I need the money. Hey, a lot of people need money. A lot of people who are willing to put in more work than you need the money as well. So I said, the world is incredibly competitive, and if you move through the world thinking that you're entitled to everything, or that you're not going to put your best foot forward, you're not going to work as hard as the top 20% that you're competing with, you're going to stay in the bottom 80%. The bottom 80% has no chance. Because you know those resumes I opened the email, did I read it? I didn't even read it. I didn't even open the resume, because if they were putting so little effort into trying to get me to give them an interview, how would they perform on the job then? Would they show up on time? Would they do their job right? Or would they complain? So yeah, I don't have tolerance for people's entitlement in life. No one cares about your sob story. Look, people can have empathy for you, and I certainly have a lot of empathy for people, but that really like gets to a point where it's too much. Like, you have to do something. What is the moral of this story? Buy my journal. Buy my journal, by the way. My life-changing fucking journal. But yeah, the moral is you need to get to the top 20% of people. Okay, so going back to the whole 80-20, here's another story. So when I was 19, I finally decided that I wanted to try working for someone else, because I had always worked for myself. And I'm like, okay, let's give this a go. I got the very first job I applied to. 19 years old in a marketing position. You know why I got the job? It's not because I was more qualified than the 40-year-old applicants who I was competing with. It's because I walked into there, I wrote them a whole marketing plan, I wrote them a whole strategy analysis document, what I would do differently, what I think they're doing really wrong with their branding, their marketing, and I went above and beyond. I even redid their Instagram feed. I'm like, this is what we're going to do, and this is the effect it's going to have. And then I sold myself, and I sold them on a dream of what I could do. I knew how to sell, and I went above and beyond. And that's why they said they gave me the job. Do you really think the other 80% of the applicants who just submitted a resume had a chance as strong as I did? Just like the people who were applying to work for me. The ones who just literally emailed me a link to their resume. Did I even bother to open that link? No. Delete the email. You are competing with people who are doing more than you. It's a competitive world. And one of my favorite quotes is that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And what it means is you can only rely on talent and skill to get you so far. You have to work hard. Life is not fair. And guys, when you work in corporate, when you get a real job, people especially don't care. These companies are brutal. Do you really think you're going to walk into HR and say, hey, I'm really stressed out. I need to take a 2-week vacation and ditch the project right now? No, they're going to be like, hey, you have a job, you signed a contract, you have an obligation and a responsibility to work on this project right now. You can apply for leave in like a couple of months. People don't care. Sure, human nature, we can be sympathetic towards you, but at the end of the day, everyone has their own problems. And most people push through. People DM me their sob stories all the time. Or they say, Simone, I watched your video, and the reason why I can't apply what you said, because my boyfriend is toxic. Because I don't want to give up gaming. Because I have to study. So many excuses. And you know, some are valid. Some people go through like really tough things, and I can really sympathize with them on that. But I will say 98% of the DMs I get, the problems are so minuscule. And I'm like, hey, why do you feel the need to DM me with your excuses? Whether you do it or not is not my problem. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I give you all the tools, all the resources to change your life, all my knowledge, for free as well. And yet majority of you don't implement it. But then you DM me to tell me why you can't implement it. It's not my problem. Do you really think that you not implementing what I'm saying, or you not trying to better your life, is going to affect me? I'm doing great. It doesn't affect me. Sure, I would love for you to improve your life, but it's not my responsibility to make you do it. It's your responsibility. So you can cry about it, or you can be better. You can be in the bottom 80%, or you can work your way up to the 20%. You can go above and beyond. It's up to you. No one cares about your excuses. No one cares about your reasons why you cannot do something. And especially, don't go and DM me about it. Because I really don't know what you expect me to do. Sometimes, especially on my priv, I feel like I give you guys too much information. I'm like, damn, this should really be in my paid community. But I do it. How many people do you think I'm helping? I only let about 4,000 people in on there. But I would say maybe like 10 people it's influencing, or maybe it would influence 1,000 people in the moment, and then they just go back to the original routine. I'll give people motivation one day, and then they're like, Simone, because of you, I went and I just finished my project that I've been procrastinating for like months. Then the next day, hey Simone, I need some more motivation. You have to find motivation in yourself and discipline. Also, if you do struggle with motivation, you should get the journal. I'll link the journal below, okay? But it's the perfect journal, okay? It'll help you change your life, motivate you, achieve your goals, build habits with a reward system, and accomplish your daily to-do list. So the printed versions will be available in February. The digital versions are available now. There's only a limited amount of digital versions available, so get it now. And guys, if you can't invest $9.98 into your future, don't come and complain to me, okay? Don't come and complain to me. I should be charging a lot more for this digital version, but you know, I understand not everyone can afford it. And also the printed versions will obviously be more since they're hard copies and there's printing costs, and Amazon takes 60%. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I love you guys. This was a little bit of tough love. If you can't handle it, not my problem. Hope you can handle it. Ich liebe dich. Tschüss.